What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Offshore Gamescast, episode 50.
For the 50th episode, we blew out my eardrums.
I'm Dave.
And I'm Dylan. Hey.
Hey.
You like those Grumpy Gamers?
I do.
You know the Grumpy Gamers podcast? I was on a special episode with them. Go over to their podcast. Give it a listen. We did Summer Game Fest predictions and hopes and desires. It was a lot of fun. Go check that out. Also, go to offshoregamescast.com/merch. It's the only way to financially support us, and we appreciate all the support we get. And let's move on to games.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I guess I'm kicking us off. Remember that game Far Lone Sails? You didn't play that, did you?
No, but I know of it.
Far Changing Tides came out this year.
Yeah, I know it.
I played it. I beat it.
I know it.
I finished it. It's a lot like Far Lone Sails.
Yeah.
Basically the main crux of the game is you're going from left to right, as you do in these games.
Mm-hmm.
And it's all about managing this vehicle that you're on. There's very little story. It's all about like environmental storytelling. But like there's no dialogue or anything. You're just picking up things that you're seeing in the world. So as you can imagine, I don't understand a lot of it. I keep thinking I do, and then I don't. But most of it is managing this vehicle you have. So you can control it. You get upgrades for it, but you control it by sails, which you have to control whether they're up or down, and then kind of the angle of them. And really the management part comes in, like, so for the sails specifically, if your sails hit any obstacles, they start to become damaged, and then you need to get your repair tool to do that, but your repair tool only has so many charges, so you better be sure you're stocked up on repair tools. Or you run an engine underneath, which is what I preferred. You don't gotta worry about anything with sails. You just need fuel for that, which is just trash you find at the bottom of the ocean. There's not a lot to say about it because it wasn't too long.
That's what she said.
Other than it's mostly enjoyable. I think it had too many moments.
That's it.
Too many moments. It had too many moments where you're sailing and there's nothing happening. And it's just about managing your vehicle. I don't want to call it a ship because it's not exactly a ship, but it kind of is.
Your vessel.
But, yeah, your vessel. You're just managing it and, like, nothing's happening. And if you're using the fuel thing like I am, because maybe the idea was to use the sails and the fuel thing at the same time, but then that went from, like, relaxing game to way too annoyingly hectic to manage both of them. So I'd only do one at a time. So maybe that was part of the problem. But it tied in very nicely with Far Lone Sails. I don't think I need another one of these, though.
That's it? You're going to setting... Is this your open letter?
This is move on to another IP.
We're done.
This tied in nicely, but we don't need a third tie-in. It was basic. It felt like DLC for the first one. Like there was really nothing that like super differentiated itself from it, and it all takes place during the same time as Far Lone Sails.
When are we going to get the space version?
That would definitely not tie into this.
I don't know.
Actually, I guess it technically could if it like maybe crashed down onto the planet at the end.
Maybe at the end it does.
It felt like there were a few times I liked the ending. Well, I won't say it. I like the ending. But there were also a few times where I felt like it was like, all right, this game should end now. This feels like it's ending now. And then you sail for another, like, 20 minutes with nothing happening. It happened a couple times. And I was like, all right.
That sucks.
Yeah, it was... I would probably give this game overall a 6.5.
Okay.
It was okay. I'm not upset that I played it. But it wasn't the best. Should I do another one for yours? All right. Kirby and the Forgotten Land. I finished the main game, but there's a lot to do. So I did save all the Waddle Dees. I got all 300. I have Series 1 through 3 of the gachas completed. There's Series 4 that I'm working on now in post-game. I've done all the challenge levels but one. And I've upgraded all my powers to the max and like got all the blueprints. And I finished all the hard versions of levels where you're collecting other stuff, which I won't say because it's story spoilers, even though it's a Kirby game. It was interesting. It was different. Collected all that, and let me tell you about this fucking Coliseum run that I'm on right now. So a second one unlocks, and I did that. It was easy. Then a third one, or maybe it was a third and a fourth. Either way, this last one unlocks after you do this, and oh my god. So my last run took me about an hour, and I failed. Because they introduce a whole new boss in this Coliseum run. It's just a boss gauntlet. But this one is supposed to be like, this is hard mode 1. This is like, it's not easy. Mm-hmm. So it introduces this whole new boss, and it's fucking hard. It sucks. But I'm going to do it. Mm-hmm. So the first try took me about an hour total, and I failed. I lost. And I just started my second one not long ago. For the record, okay, this last boss that you're introduced to that's really hard, you have to go through the final boss of the game just to get to it. Which I think to clarify, the harder version of the final boss of the game to get to it, every single time you retry that fight at the end, you could spend money to retry a fight. I'm out of money now, so I can't do that anymore. So I had to redo that, which is not like super hard, that fight, but it takes away about half my health every time. So there's that. But yeah, now I'm basically, it took me, let's say, 20-ish minutes to get to that final fight. And then about 40 minutes of failure after that. So we're going to try again.
You can do it.
I can. I know I can.
I know it seems like a mouthful, but...
Boobs. Boobs?
No, boobs-oobs.
Boobs-oobs.
Thank you.
And then, yeah, I think after I do that, the one challenge level and Series 4 of Gacha, I think that's it. Like, 100%. Done.
Nice.
I think.
How many hours so far?
I'd have to look on my Switch. I don't know. A decent amount. Probably around between 30 and 40, I'd say.
That's what I was going to guess.
Yeah. So, not too bad.
Okay.
Not too bad. I don't want to rate it yet. But it's it's going to be a very high rating once I'm done.
Not surprising
at all. It's an extremely good game.
I know. I'm excited to try it.
It's good.
I played a good amount more of Stick of Truth. I was able to sit down and bang out like 3 more hours straight, which is like the most gaming I've been able to get done in weeks.
Do you still have Butters watching you like shower and stuff?
No, I've been focused on I've been doing everything. Collectibles, side quests, main stuff, anything that just sticks out, because it still has that like Echo Generation feel. So I'm like, all right, I'm just having fun just doing things. I got to the point, though, where I needed to switch out my partner, and I got Princess Kenny.
Princess Kenny?
Princess Kenny.
How many times has Princess Kenny died?
Well, only once during combat.
Did anyone say...
No.
They didn't say... What is it? You killed Kenny, you bastards, or whatever it is? Yeah.
Apparently, when he dies in combat, it takes, I think, either 2 or 3 rounds for him to, like, come back.
Okay, so he does come back.
He does. It's like he dies and he's gone, and you can't just use like a quick revive thing on him. He's gone for like 2 rounds.
But other characters don't do that.
No.
All right.
Yeah.
That seems like a good party member.
But it's kind of fun. So I switched him out. Started to get to points where I needed to start using my my party and their own special skills. So like Butters is like the healer. So it's like, right. I need to use like a command and have him go heal this person. Oh, it's like, all right, Princess Kenny is like shows off his nipples, like pulls his shirt down, like distracts enemies and brings them over.
Yeah.
Like that kind of stuff.
I'm remembering that.
Which is a lot of fun. I ended up finishing day 1 in South Park, which is like, I guess like Act 1 or what you would call it.
Yeah.
Because it's like, all right, you wake up, you're doing all your stuff, you're meeting all these people, doing these missions, and then at the end of the day, you go and lay down and go to bed, and then you wake up, and then day 2 starts, and Cartman's like, well, here's your first day. And it's like, all right, have fun. So I went out, I recruited everyone that I could, I got the Stick of Truth back, fought off the Bard, I went around and did some side quests, I was doing a whole bunch of collecting, I went and found Jesus twice.
Okay, yeah. See, like a lot of this, I'm not remembering.
Yeah, and it was a lot of fun. And one of the funniest things of combat is like when the people of your party start like talking while they still have status effects. So it's like when the battle's over, Butters will be like, "Oh man, that was really good. We did a good job." But he's also completely on fire and just like screaming. So just oh, right, we did pretty good there. And then just still jumping around completely on fire, and I'm like dying laughing just because of the context.
That's not the worst Butters impression.
Okay.
It's not the worst.
I wasn't really trying, but you know what? Thank you.
There's still some Dave in there.
Yeah, I mean...
I wasn't really trying too hard, guys.
That sounded less like Butters, but still like a South Park character. That sounded like a person that belongs in South Park.
I have a job when I'm out of here.
As a South Park voice actor?
Yep, just for one random character.
That doesn't sound like a very secure job.
Nah, it's alright. It'll bring in the royalties.
Will it?
I hope so.
Is South Park still popular?
Oh, yeah.
Is it?
They just came out with a new movie.
I know they're still doing it, but is it popular?
I think so.
I hope so. I like South Park.
I still have to fully watch it. I gotta sit down. But these games are fun, so I'm enjoying my time with them.
Yeah, I haven't watched South Park in years.
Same.
It's good.
Oh, yeah.
Game was good. I still don't think... Didn't you play the next one?
No. I have it, though.
Okay. I don't think I ever played that one.
I mean, that's why I'm playing through this one, because I know I have the other one, and I want to play through that one, too.
What's that one called?
The Fractured But Whole.
Yeah. My mind went to South Park The Pick of Destiny for some reason.
I wish. I wish that collab happened.
I think that would fit.
That would be awesome.
That works.
Fucking love The Pick of Destiny.
Those two, like, are in the same realm.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're done?
No.
No, there's more.
Yeah, we were talking and you went off on a tangent, so I was following you.
I did. And then you were looking at me. I thought those were the eyes of...
No, that was the eyes of... Alright, are you done talking?
Oh, boy. Someone was done.
So, I've hit level 5 now, and I want to say you can only hit level 10 as, like, the main, but I'm level 5, and I've accrued a whole bunch of new abilities and powers and stuff. So I've had, like, the firecracker thing where I'd run up and shoot fire at them. I now have a lightning ability, to which I can call, like, Butters over to, like, put his hammer in the air and, like, click at the right point to get, like, a lightning shock and then, like, zap all the enemies or whatever, which is really good against certain enemies because, at the end of day 1, aliens came and started abducting people.
Yeah.
Probing them. And I had to go and save everybody. And at this point, people are, like, getting probed. And
As they do.
I just don't have a partner with me, so it's just me alone.
Yeah.
And I'm going up against the aliens, and they're very weak to electric attacks, which is good. But it gets to a point where I'm at this, like, sort of boss section where it's the pilot of the spaceship, the co-pilot, and then whatever machine I have to destroy. And it must have taken me, I think, 6 tries.
I was about to ask, does this game have difficulty options? Did you pick one?
I don't think it did, but there, like I said last time, it's definitely more of a focus on, like, all right, who's going to buff, who's going to do this,
right.
Do I want to heal this turn, and it's like, what I want to do, and, like, have it work out that way, instead of just like, all right, I'm just going to brute force it.
As you were talking about it, I remember, like, yeah, you have to do that whole thing alone. I remember the game gets kind of hard there, and then, like, there's a bit of a difficulty spike.
It was definitely frustrating because I was like, all right, I'm taking out the machine, fine. These two have really big health. And the way I'm looking at it, I'm like, this is a weird version of Slay the Spire. Because it is kind of exactly what it is. In, like, the term of, like, the turn-based combat and just having, like, the enemies on one side with their health bars above them and then you on your side. And there's definitely some similarities that I noticed in that moment.
Are there cards?
No, but just, like, the sort of visual style of just how it looked along with the combat and how it went about.
South Park, the Pokemon of Spire.
I'd play it.
I mean, I'd probably play it too.
Yeah. But I took out the one machine thing, and then I was like, all right, I'll work on the pilot or whatever. And then I realized when you take the pilot out, or he gets low enough, he goes, fuck this, I'm out of here, hands the co-pilot the pilot hat, and hands him the gun. So now the co-pilot is now the pilot, and I'm like, all right, fuck, that's not going to work, because they started doing new moves on me, so I'll take out the machine first, and maybe I'll focus on the co-pilot. Nope, still die. It's like one hit left, and I still, like, I don't block at the right time or whatever. It just, after 6 tries, and probably about, like, 40-something minutes, I finally got it. And I was like, all right, we're done with this. We're going to go back, lay down, do whatever I have to, and then start the next day, equip all my new stuff and whatnot. And then I was just sitting there, and then I'm like, all right, Cartman's handing me my next mission statement. It's like, all right, go recruit the goth kids. We need more people. Go recruit everybody.
Yeah.
We need more. I'm like, all right, here we go. So here I am on day 2, and I'm about to head out and go find some new recruits.
I have 2 questions for you.
Yes.
When you said go lay down, did you mean in the game or in person?
I was already laying down in person, so in the game.
Okay, it kind of ties into my second question. When you beat that boss, the alien boss, were you fist pumping like that pumped? Like, did you make an exclamation of some sort?
No.
All right. Never mind then.
I mean, I was happy, but it was like after the 5th time, I was like, let's do it again.
I was trying to relate it to beating an Elden Ring boss.
It was not. It does not have that same feel.
All right.
It doesn't.
All right.
There's another thing that I forgot to mention, too, is that along with some of the other abilities and powers is they started to teach me the farting abilities, which is kind of similar to, like, I guess they're going for, like, a dragon shout, like, thing from Skyrim.
Yep.
So
I'm remembering now.
There's the main fart that just blows enemies away, and there's little candles and stuff set around that you could just, like, and just, like, make explosions and hurt enemies. And there's another one where you cup your fart, and then you throw it like a ranged attack.
Yep.
And, oh, yeah, I was having a lot of fun with that. I was having a lot of fun. I was sitting there. Emily was watching me play the entire time because she was waiting all day, so excited to be able to watch me play, and it's such a good game.
It's as you're talking about it, it's bringing back the memories. Like, that is a good game.
I'm very excited to keep playing because I'm, like, into it, and I'm collecting all, like, the little whatevers. I'm going and finding, like, all the hidden stuff, doing the side quests. I'm having a real good time with it.
Do you have South Park for Nintendo 64?
I think I have the racing game for 64.
Not that. The first-person South Park game.
No, I don't have that one.
That game is hard. There's giant turkeys everywhere, and you throw snowballs at them.
Okay.
That's all I remember about that. It just reminded me of that. Because I was thinking about how if they made another South Park game, but it wasn't the turn-based comics, I don't love that.
I'm enjoying it.
Made me think of a first-person shooter South Park and then Nintendo 64.
That'd be interesting.
They should remake it.
Maybe in this open world game that they're coming out with.
Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah.
The game was kind of open world.
Oh, well. I mean, so is this one, kind of.
Actually, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kinda.
Yeah.
Not in the way that people think.
Yeah, it is.
But there's a world, and it's open for you to walk around.
So they say.
I have a quick Switch Sports update.
What the fuck?
Yeah, as you see in my notes, I said bowling. What the fuck? That's because my only update really... So I'm continuing to play. I'm getting all the cosmetics. It's great. It's wonderful. I went up a little bit in volleyball. Not enough to talk about. I did some bowling. And I don't know what happened. It was only for one round. There must have been an update, and I didn't know about it. So I just one round of it does this. It pops up that, you're on intermediate lanes now. I was like, all right. There's suddenly all these obstacles in the bowling lanes that are like moving all around, like different blocks and stuff. And then you do that, and the next lane it goes like the lane is like a huge ditch, so it goes like that, and that fucks everything up. And I did terrible. I was knocked out, I think, in the first round because I wasn't expecting it. And then I did bowling again a few times after that, and it just never happened again.
Weird.
It was just normal after that. So I don't know if I need to go on a winning streak, and then I'm considered intermediate again.
Did they happen to bring back the thing where every time you score, they add more pins to it, and then you see how big of a score you can get?
No.
I liked that.
That's not there, and you can't throw the bowling ball at the people behind you anymore.
I know, that's the biggest travesty.
Yeah. Because for whatever reason, you have to hold down the button the whole time to throw it, instead of doing that and then letting go.
Stupid.
Which, that feels right.
Mm-hmm.
Not holding it down the whole time. But really, what I've been spending most of my week doing, at least the last few nights, is Elden Ring. I'm back.
He's back.
I'm back in it. I beat Renala, which is one of the 6 main bosses, which gives me 2 out of the 6 great runes, which means if I wanted to, I could go beat the game right now. You only need 2.
Oh.
I'm not going to do that, because I want to explore everything and I want to get all 6, because I think you get different endings based on how many you get or something.
Probably.
And then there's a weird thing that the game never explained, I don't think, but I saw that you have to go somewhere to activate them to get buffs from them and shit. I don't know. Renala was insanely easy. I don't know if it's a combination of it was kind of a gimmick boss, so it wasn't like a hard boss. You just kind of had to figure out what to do. Mm-hmm. And the fact that I might be getting kind of over-leveled because I'm doing everything and exploring everything. This game is insanely good. It is just every little nook and cranny you go to has its own unique thing. Like, its own unique enemies, its own unique, for lack of a better word, gimmick or different thing going on there. Everywhere in this huge map is just different. Like, do you remember when I talked about the ants? Like, probably a month. Like, that dungeon is the only place you find those creatures.
Which is cool.
It is cool. And there are multiple creatures, or enemies, I should say. So, there are some enemies where it's like, okay, this is kind of like a different version of that one. But for the most part, each area has had completely unique enemies. And it's just kind of crazy to me that a game is doing that. Mm-hmm. Instead of just like rehashed enemies all over the place. I need to finish it, obviously. I need to explore everything, obviously. But this game is like, the more I play it, the more impressed I am with it, and the more I'm like, this may end up being one of my favorite games ever.
Wow.
This game is... Every time I play, I'm literally, like... I'm talking, like, jaw actual drop, and then me exclaiming, like, what the fuck is that? Mm-hmm. Now what's going on? It's just... It's crazy. And the enemies are, all for the most part, really weird and cool.
Yeah.
But, like, shit just... So, no, I guess a very slight spoiler. One of the things is, like, you can go to the round table, which is, like, a hub. You can only get there by fast traveling there. And one time I went there, and it was just... Everything was dark. There were none of the NPCs there, and there was blood everywhere. And a random enemy came out, and it was a boss fight. And I did that, and then the lights came on, the NPCs appeared, and then everyone was acting like, all right, yeah... That nothing happened. No one's saying anything except this one NPC that was there that never spoke, and all of a sudden all their armor was there for you to take instead of the NPC.
Huh.
And it's just weird shit like that constantly happening everywhere you go.
That's cool, though.
It's very cool. It's like, I can't... This is a game that I feel like can't be overhyped. Also, I will say this is by far the easiest of the From games I've ever played. It is, like, not hard. Well, alright. Maybe that's a little bit of an exaggeration. Yeah. It can be difficult, but this game is... It's the easiest to where if you're stuck, you can go do so much other shit and level up and then do the boss way better.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, you're not... Pretty much all the other From games I've had points where it's like, well, I'm here... I just have to get good at this boss. Mm-hmm. I don't have much of another choice. There's not...
Get good.
Yeah, pretty much. This game, like, there hasn't been a moment of get good. And the only boss I've been stuck on in the entire game was that first one. You know the one.
Yeah.
That's the only one I've had to be like, all right, I'm not ready for this. I gotta come back to it. That was it. Everything else I've been, like, it's not taking too long. I've killed 2 dragons now.
Wow.
Yeah, dragons are actually pretty easy once you know the trick. Was just to ride around on your steed. That's
You
it.
called me a steed.
I called you a steed?
Called
was
me
this
a steed.
Shrek? Okay. That's it. Those are video games.
Those are video games.
Those are video games.
What about news?
What about news?
I think there's some new news.
Is that why it's called news?
I would guess so.
But it feels so different from the word new, you know?
Because it's so, like, synonymous with what it is now.
But what about the olds?
History.
Shit. Yep. Why wasn't that just called olds?
Because it doesn't sound as good.
Yeah, but when you really break it down, does news sound good?
Kinda.
It's a little too close to noose.
Whoa.
Exactly. Now you can't unhear it. Let's talk about the noose.
No, I'm going to talk about the news. Well, let's start off with this because I watched the trailer after hearing about it, not knowing a week ago that it was announced. Apparently, Greedfall 2 is happening.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
It got... All right. Am I wrong?
Usually.
Am I wrong in saying that we watched something or there was some sort of event where this game was announced?
Was it?
I could have sworn we saw a trailer for a game and you were like, oh, is the spiders? Is Greedfall 2? Maybe it wasn't Greedfall 2 and it just seems like it was like a Greedfall game.
I mean, they have another game called Steel Rising coming out.
Maybe that's what it is?
Yeah.
Okay, because I saw this and I was just thinking, I thought this was already happening.
Oh my god, I loved the first Greedfall. I thought it was fantastic and such like a gem of the year.
I fell off it, but there's not for like a specific reason. I just got caught up in other shit.
Yeah.
Like I still, so we'll get to it. There's time
Oh yeah.
for me to play it, but I this has made me want to go back and play it at least before this one comes out.
Right. It was. Oh my god, there are certain parts of that game that I still think about. I don't remember too much of the lore of everything, but I remember having such an amazing time with it.
I'm pretty sure I stopped playing right as the game was going to get good.
Yeah.
Which was when you do leave that starting town.
Yeah.
And you get to this new crazy island.
I want to say it's New Serene.
That sounds right.
Yeah.
I landed there, and then I pretty much didn't play it ever again.
Oh, that's right when the game gets so good.
Yeah.
But we got Greedfall 2, The Dying World. Apparently it's going to be a prequel, which is interesting. And it'll be coming to PC and consoles in 2024.
That 2024 feels so far, but it's really not.
It doesn't feel far to me.
No?
2025 feels far.
That feels even further.
Because you're not wrong.
You say I was usually wrong. Seems like I have a pretty good track record of being right.
Well, logically, 2025 is further than 2024.
So I'm right.
But you saying that 2024 feels far is subjective.
That is subjective. That's true. To me, that number feels like it's forever from now.
Not to me.
I haven't had that with 2020. I haven't had it with like 2021 or 22. But 2024, that one feels weird to me. 2023 doesn't feel weird to me.
I mean, it's next year.
Yeah, it's in like 6 months. Speaking of 6 months, how about this Marvel MMO that got canceled after 6 months of being announced? That's a pretty good segue.
It wasn't bad. It worked out.
I wasn't going to go there, and then I was thinking about something with 6 months, and I remembered this.
I know, you're completely out of order and throwing me off.
Well, yeah, I am.
Yeah.
Yeah, so apparently, do you remember this? Apparently in November 2021, a Marvel MMO was announced?
No.
Me either. The parent company was EG7, and they canceled it because apparently it was proving to be too expensive, and they don't view Marvel as profitable enough to make their money back on it. So this is...
Marvel's profitable enough. Your game just sounds like it's going to suck.
They made... what was that DC?
Oh, what? DC Universe Online?
Yeah, I think they made that.
But wasn't this going to be like solely a mobile game?
I don't know.
No?
I don't know. It's possible.
I thought it was.
Well, now it's not going to exist. This was also the second time a Marvel MMO was canceled in recent history, apparently.
Fuck it.
I keep saying apparently. That's because I don't really know anything about these Marvel MMO games. I just thought it was interesting.
Neither do I. There was going to be a Borderlands MMO game, which would have been cool.
That feels like a good fit.
Oh, I would have
with
loved
like
it.
all the loot and everything.
Oh, yeah.
That...
It also feels like the kind of game that would destroy servers on a daily basis.
Yeah.
Because of the loot.
I mean, that's basically what Destiny does, right? It's just loot.
Yeah, but in
a Borderlands.
different way. I also, it's kind of difficult to do like the normal Borderlands formula because it's so single player and people just like, all right, save, quit, hop back in. Save, quit, hop back in. I don't think the same like flow would work.
No, but I still think it would be a good fit.
Could be. We might be getting some Final Fantasy VII news coming.
Yeah.
Possibly with Remake Part 2 at Summer Games Fest. Hopefully,
I hope so. That's what it feels like, nothing was said about that game in a long time.
Yeah.
We know what's happening.
And I need it because the first one was fantastic.
It was really good.
It's amazing. Hopefully.
Who the fuck is Jack?
Yeah, who the fuck is Jack?
I don't know. I don't know the original Final Fantasy VII, so I don't know who the fuck Jack is.
So 2022 is actually the 25th anniversary of Final Fantasy VII, so it would make a lot of sense to at least hear something.
Yeah. Well, there's, apparently they're also working on a couple spin-offs right now, so...
As they are.
So it could be spin-off news coming in June. There's that, what was it? I think it's like a mobile... It's not a battle royale, I don't think.
They have a kind of battle royale mobile already.
Okay, but that's what I'm thinking of then, I think. It's like a
First
shooter.
Soldier or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's that, and there was something else they're working on, I think.
Yeah, it just doesn't matter.
No, that doesn't.
No.
Do you like The Walking Dead?
No.
Speaking of things that don't matter.
Yeah, no, I don't.
All right. Do you like Norman Reedus?
I've got a problem with him. I don't know him personally.
Well, Kojima might have a problem with him now.
Oh, yeah.
Because it seems like Norman Reedus has leaked Death Stranding 2. In an interview with Leo Edit, he was asked about Death Stranding, and he just straight up says, this is the quote, "We just started the second one." And Kojima, I don't know if you saw on Twitter, responded to Norman Reedus saying, "Go to your private room, my friend," with a bunch of pictures of them, which the private room was like the
where he sat.
Yeah, it was the room where you could shower and drink monsters.
Oh, I
in
drank
Death Stranding.
all the monsters.
So that is kind of surprising
because we didn't even need the first one.
No, I didn't finish the first one. I really didn't even come close to finishing it.
Yeah, I'm like 20 hours in and only on chapter 5.
You got way further than me.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know if the ending called for a second one, but it didn't seem like that's what was being like talked about. I was under the impression that Hideo Kojima was moving on to something new.
Yeah, I wish.
Yeah, me too.
The plot, the gameplay, so many things about that Death Stranding, the first one, was just literally throwing cupcakes at a wall.
Yeah, I don't know what that means.
Cupcakes stick to a wall.
But if something sticks, isn't that a good thing?
Yeah, but he's just throwing cupcakes at a wall, and he's like, there you go. Then be like, no, Kojima. 1, we can't eat those cupcakes, and 2, this doesn't look good. You're making a mess, Kojima.
I think I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, that game was not good. That's not good. I love me some weirdness in games. I love when games get weird.
Yeah, but this was just stupid.
It was stupid and boring.
Yeah.
And again, like, the type of games I like too. The idea of being some sort of delivery man is going from place to place and doing these quests and delivering goods. That sounds like a fun game to me.
Hey, let me just find out early on that my mother is the president of the United States that has completely fallen apart, and one of my first missions is to carry her on my back to a crematory as a delivery.
In concept, that sounds awesome.
In the way they did it, it was terrible.
Yeah,
and I
in
felt
practice,
nothing.
it sucked.
Yeah.
And was confusing. And
then you just gotta move on, and you'll be like, alright, I'm just gonna go drop off some food real quick, and then here's this, and it's like, oh, but I gotta build a ladder, and What?
Here's Conan O'Brien and Jeff Keighley.
Yeah, what?
That's the thing. The sentence you just said, if I was told that about this game, I'd be like, yeah, all right, I'm in.
Yeah.
And then playing it, it's not.
Oh, and by the way, when it rains, you get kind of old.
Yeah.
It's like, hold on, what? Yeah, and then there's enemies and you can't see them and they're made of like goop sometimes, and then your backpack lets you know when they're nearby. Also, did I mention the baby?
Cupcakes.
Hold on. How many cupcakes you got left, Kojima?
He just...
Also, if you take your canteen and you just walk into a water, it filters it out into Monster Energy drink. Yeah.
Do you think working on that game, it's just like a regular developer, like you're just being told what to do? Do you think it was everyday Kojima just coming in and being like, all right, new idea.
Honestly, probably.
Put this in the game.
Or he's the kind of guy that I feel like would go home, implement it himself, bring it in, show everybody, and if they didn't love it, they would get fired.
Or it would be more like, if they didn't love it, it would make him want to do it more.
Oh, yeah. Be like, all right, everything is product placement now.
Uh-huh.
Like, no, god damn it, he's doing it again.
Yeah, we don't need this. We didn't need the fucking... What was it? Was it the director's cut?
Yeah.
We didn't need that!
Nope.
That didn't need to exist.
Not at all. We don't need any more Death Stranding.
No, we don't.
It should have been Death Stranded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm okay with a new game with Norman Reedus. Sure.
Silent
bring Mads
Hills.
Mikkelsen back? Sure. Yeah, it fucking should have been Silent Hills.
Yes, it should have been.
That's what it should have been this whole time.
Moving on.
Moving on.
So, good news. Raven Software quality assurance workers have come together and made a vote, officially being 19-3 and becoming the first major video game unionization in the U.S.
Woo!
Woo!
Yeah, not the first, because it was an indie studio somewhere.
First
in Europe,
major.
But yes.
Yeah.
Big step. I don't know if you saw that. They're also, one of their first things is they're getting ready to file a complaint, because remember when I was saying, was that last week? Or
Probably.
2 weeks ago when Activision was putting out all the emails and everything saying like, vote no, and I was like, this feels wrong.
Yeah.
It should be illegal. Turns out it might have been illegal.
Yeah.
So they're getting ready to file a complaint for potential illegal union busting.
Yeah.
Which, good. I hope that works.
It's like, yeah, I still have the email. Here you go. Just look at it. It's like, oh, yeah, they did do that. All right, you guys won.
I hope it's that easy.
God, if I was a judge, I would be going through so many cases in a day.
That's it. You just look at it and goes, yep.
I don't know. Shit looks fucked to me. Boom.
That's how it should be.
Yeah, right?
Did you see this new game, I, the Inquisitor?
I was looking into it.
All right, there was a new trailer, or an announcement trailer.
I watched.
And visually, like, graphics-wise, I was a little like, all right.
I felt the same way.
But the concept is cool. Mm-hmm. So, essentially, first off, I haven't heard of these books. They're based off these books.
Neither have I.
So, I don't know. The game's going to take place in the 1500s. In this world, it's an alternate reality. Mm-hmm. Essentially, Jesus, after being crucified, was like, nah, I don't forgive.
I'm coming back now.
Yeah, no mercy. I'm going to be angry. I want revenge, and I'm filled with rage. Mm-hmm. So, Jesus has these inquisitors basically go out into the world and, dole out some good old Christian punishment to people.
Ah, fucking pyramid schemes.
But, well, I mean,
and you tell two people.
So you go, you're an inquisitor, and you can take cases of like the main story cases in any order. From what they were saying,
it kind of just sounds like a bounty hunting game.
Essentially, you investigate. There's going to be like interrogations and things like that. There's also sword combat, third person. It looked a lot like older Assassin's Creed games, the combat. Like, they only showed a split second.
Yeah.
But it looked like that. And at the end of each case, after doing all your investigating, you basically get to decide, do you show this person mercy, or do you give them that good old violent Christian punishment?
Justice,
yeah, sure. Let's go with that.
Justice. The answer is justice.
I don't know what you're referencing, but
Batman.
it looked. I was gonna say it looked like a Batman thing.
Have vengeance.
I haven't seen the Batman.
It's really good.
I've heard.
It is.
All while you're doing this, there's this dark entity, probably something from hell, if I had to guess.
Sauron.
From the depths of Mordor is Sauron trying to break through
And fight Jesus Christ. And his army.
I would play the shit out of that game.
Oh, yeah, I would.
The dark force is trying to like break into your realm and I don't know, kill people, I guess. It seems cool.
Yeah.
Again, visually it especially with all right, it's only coming to PC and current gen. It's not going to be on previous gen.
Yeah.
Which is even more like it did have the message saying this is a work in progress, this is early footage, so it could just be that. But it looked kind of like I think even saying it looks like a PS4 game is a little too nice.
Yeah, I
It
agree.
looks kind of like a 360 PS3 game,
Yeah, late 360 era.
which I'm fine with. If it has a cool story and like, all that's fun, I'm fine with that. Mm-hmm. But graphically, it didn't look the best. But I think it's an interesting concept. Also, in general, why don't we have more games based on books?
I mean, we're getting some. I mean, I played Beast Quest and it sucked.
I don't know the books or the game.
Good.
Guess I'm doing good in life.
I'm going to hop on a few release dates real quick.
Why don't you do that?
All right. Listen.
I'm listening.
Lord of the Rings Gollum got a release date.
Yeah.
That'll be coming September 1st, 2022. It'd also have a Switch version later. That just so happens to be coming out a day before, was it The Rings of Power?
Oh, that makes sense.
It does.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, it comes out the day before.
That absolutely makes sense.
I think also like one of those days is like Tolkien's birthday or something.
That would also make sense.
Yeah, so
it all makes sense.
It all lines out. Along with that, we have the official release date from Call of Duty themselves for Modern Warfare 2, and that is going to be October 28th of 2022.
No,
I like November CODs better than October CODs.
well, I mean, if you just wait a few days after this one comes out.
It'll still be an October COD.
I was going to ask, do you think this will be on Game Pass? But
The answer is no.
no, right? Because the deal hasn't happened yet, officially.
The answer is no.
I wish.
We are also getting TemTem, the little Pokemon type game, will be fully releasing on September 6th, coming to PC, PS5, and Xbox. It came out early access on PlayStation. Now it's getting its full release with 1.0 on September 6th on everywhere.
Was this the one that was also an MMO?
So, not like a full MMO, but yeah, it's like a...
So there's other people all running
Yeah.
around. All right.
And, you know what? Let's finish that off with a little sad bit.
Oh, that's not a release date.
Replaced got delayed up until 2023.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, due to the ongoing war in Ukraine.
Yeah. That sucks.
It does, but that's not what's important.
No. In the grand scheme of things, the game replaced, sorry to everyone working on the game replaced, is not important at all.
No.
In the grand scheme of things, video games aren't important.
Nope.
Especially when it comes to, lives, war, invasions,
The women and children.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's true. Mm-hmm. All right. Let's talk about the big thing this week. EA is looking to sell or merge, apparently.
All these big-ass corporations are.
So they almost merged with NBC Universal. The deal ended up falling through because they couldn't agree on a price and shit like that, and like who has control. Mm-hmm. But EA has been talking and has had talks with Disney, Apple, and Amazon, which that feels wrong to me.
All three of those feel terrible.
Yeah, like none of those feel
Like in any way, if any of those ended up happening, nothing good would come out of it consumer-wise.
no. That doesn't improve really much of anything.
No.
Granted, yes, Microsoft and Sony are also huge corporations that also have problems because they're huge corporations. They all do.
But at least they're video game focused.
Right. That's
Yeah.
the thing. Like, I would feel better about Microsoft or Sony, which is essentially that if EA has to be acquired, I would want it to be one of those two.
Yeah.
Not fucking like Apple or Amazon, because I know everyone wants to get into the games industry now.
Which only that has them rush and fuck things up.
They're looking for a merge because they want EA CEO Andrew Wilson to stay in charge of EA. Which, again, if they merge and he just stays in charge of EA, is anything going to get fixed?
Probably not.
No. Like, it feels like if things are going to get fixed with EA, someone needs to buy them and be like, clean it house.
Yup.
I put this little question out to the people, see what everyone was thinking about it. And we got a reply from John from the Games with John and James podcast. That is at Games with JNJ on Twitter. They said EA has an endless supply of talent and IPs that they never use. A media company will option them for shows and movies, give it to Microsoft or Sorby so they could be used semi-appropriately. That being Microsoft or Sony. Which I also didn't think of that. That makes sense. Microsoft and Sony, they have been shown that they're all in on like TV shows and movies right now.
I mean, yeah.
Did you watch the Halo show?
Not yet. I want to.
I haven't watched it. From what I understand, they just make it a lot about Master Chief having sex.
Well, I mean, that's just the main focus. I mean, they took his helmet off, which they didn't have to do, and then they made him fuck, which they didn't have to do.
Yeah. Get it.
He's just kind of like a single brain cell in a gun. That's all he really is.
Yeah, and I get things have to be different for a TV show, but I kind of just wanted it to be The Mandalorian. That's what I wanted it to be.
Yeah.
I wanted it to be like, he doesn't say too much, he's badass, and he does cool shit.
I mean, because that's what Master Chief does. But
Exactly.
then people are going to be like, oh, they're just copying Mando. It's like, well.
But that's okay.
Yeah.
If it makes sense, copy Mando. What do you think, Dave? Do you think anything's going to happen with EA here?
I don't know. They're one of those that's weird, like Ubisoft, where they're just too big.
Yeah.
So it's just like...
But also, didn't we think this about Bethesda and Activision Blizzard?
It's different when they merge with something like Microsoft or Sony.
That's true. I think as more companies are hitting this point, I'm getting like, all right, let's maybe not have everything belong to the same 2 or 3 companies.
Yeah.
Because that's never good.
There'll be more companies.
Like what? Disney, Apple, and Amazon?
I know, more companies will start up.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know, maybe Kellogg. Maybe Kellogg will want to buy them.
Kellogg's. What would their console be? Tony the Tiger.
Just Tony the Tiger.
And it's his head. That's the console.
Okay.
You put discs into his mouth.
They're great.
Yeah, and it says that every time.
They're great.
That's the startup noise.
Oh, man. Eat Frosted Flakes.
I would buy that.
What about the KFC fucking console that heats chicken up?
Yeah, what happened with that? I remember there being a KFC, but did that play anything?
I don't know. I think it was just a joke.
Okay.
Funsy.
Is that all it was?
I don't care. It's KFC, man.
That's not high on your
Not
priority list. Keeping
Not
up with
at
that.
all. I'd rather focus on whatever Popeyes is doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had KFC's mac and cheese a few months ago. Wasn't that good?
I don't really care for Popeyes mac and cheese either.
I don't think I've had that.
I just like the Cajun fries and the biscuits.
And the chicken sandwich.
Well, yeah.
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 Popeyes is cheap.
It's good.
It is. I'm all about ordering through apps nowadays. So you use the Popeyes app, you get free shit. But for 2 people, each of us getting chicken sandwiches and then we'll split fries and biscuits. Sometimes with deals, it will cost $13 for the whole order.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And it's just the best chicken sandwich around.
Mm-hmm.
Popeyes, you wanna sponsor us?
Please.
I would take Popeyes money.
I messaged Popeye saying if I got a tattoo, would they give me free food, and they never answered me.
Maybe we should revisit that.
I think we should. Because I want free Popeyes. Anyway, for anyone interested, Warhammer will be having their own showcase, Warhammer Skulls. It's going to be running from June 1st to the 8th, but mainly the first day will have most of the announcements and all the fun stuff. They'll have updates on Vermintide 2, Darktide, Battle Sector, and some unannounced projects. That'll be going on June 1st at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern.
I don't care about Warhammer.
I don't care enough to tune in, but like I want to know about Darktide. I want to know like if they come out with another ARPG or another FPS game or something like that, just something to play.
I enjoyed Vermintide 2 just fine, but I don't know. I just don't care about Warhammer.
It's because it's so oversaturated.
Probably,
definitely,
and it makes it feel like the barrier to entry is like impossible because there's Warhammer everything.
Right.
I don't know. Maybe if they did a better job also differentiating between all the Warhammer shit.
Nah, fuck it.
Fuck it. Speaking of fucking it, fuck our wallets potentially. I'm going out of order again. Did you see that?
I saw.
Even more is looking like that's not a sentence structure. It's looking even more like we're going to be getting half-step consoles in 2023 or 2024.
Just because one, TCL Technology made some predictions based on just how timelines have gone in the past, saying that it takes about 2 to 4 years for the next half console to come out based off when the last gen released and whatnot.
Did they come out and say that they were predictions?
I mean, people are kind of just assuming because they put that out, but just like based off of the data that they have, it's like, all right, well, that came out 2013, and then it's like, all right, around this time is when we had these consoles come out, and then here's these ones. So it's like, we're more than likely going to be getting something like that. A lot of the arguments are because that there's already enough chip issues and like resource shortages, but it's like, if they use different resources, it's like maybe they can do this and have people get the consoles that they want, but like maybe a better version, or I don't know.
It feels weird talking about half steps already.
We say this every time.
I know, that's the thing. I had to look back at the PlayStation 4 and the Pro and what the difference in years was, and that was also only 3 years.
Yeah.
And this would line up to 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
But it still feels like, I don't know, too soon.
Still.
We were
anything 2.5 years away if it would happen.
We were saying the same thing even about the PS5 and the Series X and S too.
Yeah.
That it felt too soon, even though the timeline made sense.
Yeah. Whatever.
I would get a PS5 Pro or what does Xbox do? What is it? The Xbox Series
X 360.
I would, if they did that, I would get that just for that.
Yeah.
That's just for that reason alone.
Arcade series.
I wouldn't get that.
Oh.
No, that's boring.
Okay.
I would get the Xbox Series X360. That's it.
Arcade.
No arcade.
Boo.
Leave that out.
No.
You're up.
Fine.
You are.
So, this is going to be exciting. Techland has set out pictures, mainly a concept art, for a new fantasy open-world action RPG that they're currently hiring for, and apparently their narrative director is someone who, one of the writers from Witcher 3 who worked on a few of the big quests there.
Yeah.
And I definitely want some more from Techland, even though my opinion's on Dying Light 2. Which I still need to play more of, but that sounds very exciting. And like a fantasy, anything magic-wise, you have my attention.
Do you think that they stick with like first-person parkour shit?
I don't know about parkour, but first-person, I would definitely hope so.
Okay. We don't really see parkour, well, unless you're Assassin's Creed. I was gonna say we don't see parkour. I guess we don't see first-person parkour in like fantasy shit.
Yeah.
I feel like that could be a good mix.
That would be really cool.
Especially if we're bringing magic into it.
Oh, God, yeah.
It opens up a realm of possibilities.
Maybe an Avowed. Probably not.
Didn't seem like it, but also we only got a very cinematic thing, so...
Never know.
Never know. Zynga has officially been acquired by Take-Two. The deal has gone through, making it the second largest acquisition in the gaming industry. $12.7 billion. Who's ready for GTA Crush?
Sure.
I mean, I would probably play it. But yeah, you know GTA is going to be coming to mobile in some way.
Oh, yeah. If it hasn't already been started.
It probably has been,
Yeah.
honestly. Do you think that they'd go for an online thing? Like, its own... It wouldn't be GTA 5 online.
I don't know what they would do at all. I have no idea what they would do with that.
You can play Fortnite on your phone. You can play Apex.
Yeah,
you can
but
play
it's
Call of
like-
Duty.
It just doesn't feel like it fits for GTA.
Doesn't it, though?
It doesn't.
Maybe they make an old top-down one like they used to be.
I don't think that would work either, but they could do that.
They could.
Yeah, they could.
Do you think they put Red Dead on mobile?
Blech. No.
They're just giving up on Red Dead.
Honestly,
It's
the
all about
community
GTA.
hates them.
Yeah, I was seeing shit about that. Didn't they have to say something recently where like, we promise we're gonna support it?
Yeah, no, you're not. It sucks. Red Dead Online sucks.
It just I feel like Wild West Cowboy doesn't fit nearly as well as like modern day city.
No, because what are you going to do?
Yeah,
Let me go ride around on my horse again.
Pretty
Go
much.
Get a spittoon and maybe lasso a gal and drag her behind the horse again
yeah, that's it.
for another few hours.
That's it.
I'm a cowboy.
Also, anything that you could do in a Red Dead Online, you could do in a GTA Online.
Can't lasso anybody in GTA Online.
But you could. They could put that in that world. You can't put a helicopter in Red Dead.
you could.
I mean, you could, but it wouldn't make sense.
So, what?
It
What
would be-
the hell am I? Dutch! Is this the correct way to Tahiti?
You lasso the helicopter.
Yeah.
That that would make it fun. That immediately sounds more fun than anything that I've heard about Red Dead Online.
Yeah, honestly. You want to take the last news?
Last news. What is the last news? Let's see. Oh yeah, that's all me. I put this on here because I saw it and I was excited. OlliOlli World, which I still have to finish. I'm close. Is getting an expansion called Void Riders. Aliens are here. They take over the skateboarding world.
For South Park. OlliOlli World.
They're probing you while you're skating.
Oh my god.
And it adds all new side quests to the main areas and then opens up a new area, I think they were saying. And levels will have like this anti-gravity stuff where as you go through this portion, like you'll start to go up instead of down. Adds a new thing to it. It's coming out June 15th for $9.99, or if you have the Rad Edition with the Season Pass, you'll just get it.
Cool.
I don't have the Rad Edition.
Costly.
But I want to play this.
Okay.
I want to finish this. I've been thinking about OlliOlli World lately. It's a fun game.
You know what it's time for?
Sleep.
Notable game releases.
Sleep.
What's coming out this week, Dylan?
How about my favorite series, Sniper Elite 5?
Wow. What? Please tell me the next game in the Sniper Elite 5 series.
Sniper Elite 5-3.
Wow!
Yeah.
I've been waiting for this since Sniper Elite 5 too.
Ghost Warrior Recon.
No.
Sniper Warrior Ghost Elite 74. Sniper Elite 5 is coming out on May 26th for PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox Series S and X, and Xbox One.
I just picked up Sniper Elite 3 again because I want to go through it and like finish it because I've only ever hopped in and played a little bit and I'm just like I'm not having as much fun as I would in Sniper Ghost Warrior.
What about 4?
I have 4. I want to beat 3 first.
Have you beaten 1 and 2?
No, those are old.
So you're starting with 3, the end of the trilogy,
I don't know.
and then you're going to jump into 5, the middle of the next trilogy?
Well,
You're-
no.
Exactly.
couldn't possibly do that.
Exactly.
But the next day, on May 27th, Cow the Kangaroo is coming out on PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox Series X, Xbox One, and Switch. Do you know those old, like, Ty the Tasmanian Tiger, or, like, just any of those, like, classic, like, 3D platformer collectathons?
I don't know if Cow the Kangaroo is a thing. Ty is as soon as I saw this name, I was like, that's what it reminded me of.
Pretty much just Ty.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. I don't know what this is, Dave.
This is a I guess psychological thriller walking sim coming out called Insomnus Enhanced Edition. It was already released, so this is just like the better version of it.
All right.
That's coming May 31st to PS5. Apparently it's only like less than 2 hours long.
That's a good length for a walking sim.
Yeah. I mean, I saw a walkthrough of it that was like 1 hour, 16 minutes. So I was like, all right.
That's a speed run if I've ever heard of one.
Oh, yeah.
Ending this is Silt, which, to
you
clarify...
called Slit.
I called Slit from the Switch Direct that happened, the indie showcase.
Mm-hmm.
What is it when you misread things? Is that dyslexia?
Well, yeah,
Yeah. Slit. It's not Slit, it's Silt.
I'm very excited for it.
Yeah, this is that limbo underwater looking game. Coming out June 1st on, here we go, PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series S and X, and Switch. All right.
I'm excited for June 1st.
June 1st, yeah. And then June 10th is The Quarry. I remember that.
Right.
I know it's not time for that notable game release, but...
No.
We won't even be around for that notable game release, because we'll be taking a break between seasons 2 and 3.
Yes, we will.
Who's Vevil? I'm not Vevil. I don't know what you're doing.
I was thinking about Weevil from Yu-Gi-Oh!
Who's Weevil?
He's the bug duelist.
Yeah, I don't know Yu-Gi-Oh! Enough to know what
Weevil?
you're talking about.
Yeah. There's Weevil, Rex Raptor, My Valentine, Seto Kaiba, fucking Bandit Keith.
Not Bandit Keith.
Oh, Bandit Keith is so cool.
Did you see the Winnie the Pooh thing?
What?
Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey.
What?
Now that Winnie the Pooh is no longer just owned by Disney, it's public domain. An image came out. Someone is officially making a horror live-action Winnie the Pooh movie called Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey.
Honestly, I am so down then.
There's an image, and whatever they did to Winnie the Pooh, he looks fucked up.
What is this, like Five Nights at Freddy's-esque?
It looks... Here, actually, I can pull up the tweet. I can pull up the tweet. If you give me... Here it is. Look at this guy.
Oh my god.
You see it?
Oh yeah.
Yes, that's not Winnie the Pooh. That's like if you took Winnie the Pooh and combined him with Shrek.
I was just gonna say Shrek too.
And then made it real.
Yo, I kind of want this really badly.
Yeah. Yeah. I know it's not a video game, but...
That's awesome.
I wanted to talk about it. All right. I think that's going to do it.
I think that's gonna do it.
That's going to wrap it up.
Nice little bow.
Any finishing notes? My little bow. Why'd you have to go with G minor?
Charlie Puth, what was that?
Huh?
No, you gotta get on the internet more.